we've put together some special segments for you. Sprinkled here and there in the middle of the regular Sowing Seed podcasts, we're planting episodes we're calling Growing the Seed. Here, we'll be documenting the steps we take along the sowing seed journey as we build a business and build a brand. You'll see it all, when it works and when it's a little messy. So, right here, right now for you, here's Growing the Seed with your host, Matt Miller.
It's Sunday afternoon here at EIEIO. Football is in the middle of the playoffs. I just got back from an entire week of being gone on the road. First up to Kansas City to help a new franchisee get started in their area. And then out to San Jose, California, and then to Hollister, California to meet with our sticker supplier and kind of go over a bunch of stuff planning for 2018 and beyond. Today has been a pretty relaxing day aside from going to church, but wanted to take a minute to share with you guys my thoughts on using a podcast to support or promote another business. See, there's a lot of different ways that you can look at a podcast like this. You can utilize it just as a way to give back and to provide value for others, which is exactly what I'm doing here at Sowing Seed. I don't have any plans of monetizing the show with ads or anything like that. I'm growing an audience and I'm providing value, as Gary Vaynerchuk says, jab, 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 right hook. The jabs are giving, and then the right hook is asking or selling to people. Well, this show is going to be hundreds of jabs as I provide value, as I share insights based on my experience in business and with a family, two of which are out of the house, one more to go. My faith, and then, of course, my enjoyment in farming, homesteading, gardening, chickens, ducks, geese, raising pigs, etc. So my intention with this is to grow an audience and then over time produce other things of value, write a book, do some speaking, etc. And the show is my way of getting the word out about me, who I am, what I stand for, etc. Now, there's others that have intentionally built a podcast from the very beginning with plans of selling ads or, promoting information products, that type of thing. In fact, the Sowing Seed, the School Zone podcast, which is my show that I've been doing for the last 2.5 years, its purpose is to provide value for the school fundraising space where my company, Spirit Vending, is. And I interview school fundraising companies all across the U.S. and Canada and share what they do with hopes of providing value to school administrators, volunteers, teachers, etc. Now, the first 2 years, all we did was jab, 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 jab. Now the show has grown. We have released the top school fundraising ideas guide for 2017, and we're about ready to release the best school and resource companies for 2018 guide. The 2018 guide and beyond is an ad piece, meaning we're selling ad space in that guide to companies that I think can provide huge value to our audience. That show has also allowed me an opportunity to promote, since the very beginning, School Spirit Vending, and to help educate schools on our program, what we do, how we do it, and essentially to develop leads for our franchise team all across the country. That is the two ways up to this point in time that I have chosen to use podcasts. There are many other ways to utilize them, to grow them, to leverage them. What I will tell you is this: podcasting, just like blogging, just like vlogging on YouTube, is a marathon. It's not a sprint. This is a long game, a very long game. So if you decide that you want to be a podcaster, and I encourage anybody who has something to say to think about doing so, but you just need to realize that the average podcast out there does less than 7 episodes and then never produces another show. This is a long and a hard process, not difficult to do, but the fact that it's a marathon. I realize it's going to take me several years to get this show where I really hope for it to be. And so you have to be willing to play the long game when it comes to a podcast, if you have any interest at all to be a podcaster. If you're hoping to make money with it, like I said a while ago, a great way to do it is to utilize it to promote others in interview form or what have you, and then of course promote whatever else you're doing on the back of it, and grow your brand, grow your credibility in the marketplace with it. And then of course an even longer game is selling ads and making a living, going the advertising route. Quite honestly, many don't ever get there because it is a long road, and it does take, in many cases, years to get to where an audience is big enough to really be able to make money on the ad side of things. So anyway, just some thoughts on podcasting. It's becoming simpler and simpler and simpler to do. There are now apps on your smartphone that you can literally do your entire podcast with, and don't even need this big audio rig that I have set up here in the office at EIEIO in today's day and age. Hope this helps, guys. God bless you.
Thank you for listening to the Sowing Seed Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a 5-star review in iTunes or your podcast player of choice. So until next time, go plant the seed you need to succeed.